Welcome back to Brands Hatch, and Steve Dance has passed Michael Smith. He's up to second place. Now, championship-wise, that means the gap will be 9 points if things stay the way they are. Not quite sure how effective the wipers are here. Torrential rain at Brands Hatch for this pickup truck race. Michael Smith in third. There is Dave Longhurst in fourth place from David O'Regan. Phil White being chased by Carl Boardley. Gold 41. Both of these drivers, ex-short oval world champions. Boardley, the ex-national hot rod, multiple world hot rod champion. Phil White won it a couple of times too. It was the ex-super rod world champion as well. In fact, won both titles on the same day. I think we mentioned that in the Pembrey programme. So both of them very much oval racing legends and making the move onto the circuits. That in 82 is Paul Jones, this year's rookie champion, coming out of the pit lane, and not quite sure what the problem was with Paul, but there is Lee Rogers in 69 leading Paul Poulter. Paul, the man that they all want to beat on the oval. He's got the phenomenal record on the oval as Dan Parker gets passed by Phil White and Carl Boardley. Carl looks like he's on a bit of a mission now. So the Boardley Roberts truck's got a machine off the circuit there down at Paddock Hill Bend, at the bottom of Graham Hill, which will bring out waved yellow flags there, which means nobody will be able to overtake. But Phil White in 63 still working his way, splashing through the puddles here at Brands. Carl Boardley's done racing over quite a few seasons in pickup truck racing, but this year virtually had a full one. Didn't race at Pembrey, and on board with Steve Dance. So second place and chasing Nick Grindrod. This is the battle for the race. This also is the battle for the championship. So these guys, Nick Grindrod is not the fastest man on circuit. It's Steve Dance who's got the fastest lap so far in truck number 16. That'll be his 30th career fastest lap. They do tend to get shared around, but he's still coming under a bit of pressure from Michael Smith in third place as they go along Cooper Straight. Nick Grindrod, though, looking cool, calm and collected at the moment. Grindrod jointly with Gavin Seeger, the man with the most career fastest laps. That's 39 apiece. Now, in terms of race wins, Nick Grindrod 51, and the career total to try and beat is Gavin Seeger 53. So if Nick wins both races today, he will equal Gavin Seeger's championship total. Steve Dance 38 wins, but we're back in the mix. 33 Danny Brosnan. He's been lapped by Dave Briggs in truck number 2, so Briggo goes through. You can see how difficult the conditions are here. Paul Tompkins in number 12. Well, the camera shows you how bad it is. Look at David Briggs going through. Paul Tompkins third in the championship. Paul hasn't had a non-finish so far. Let's not jinx him, but mind you, if you can finish in this weather, I think you can probably finish in anything. And that really is testament as Tompkins goes through on the inside of Dave Briggs. So Tompkins goes through. There is James Goldstraw ahead of 98 Anthony Hawkins. James, another first-year driver in the 72 machine. Now that's the truck that was at the bottom of Graham Hill Bend. It's Tony Mumford, another truck racing legend. He's been around a long time, comes out to play every now and again. Great to see him. A good character, and Nick Grindrod goes through. Tony very mindful of Steve Dance coming through. That was very gentlemanly driving from Tony Mumford. Keeps right out of the way of the championship battle. Nick Grindrod coming through to lap Dan Parker. Goes through once again. I don't think the conditions are getting any better. Grindrod's still the race leader. This is all he can do. No points for fastest lap, so he won't be too worried about putting in one of those. And Steve Dance shadowing him. This could be damage limitation for Dance, because 5 points he can afford to drop. That means that he, again, just needs to tail Nick Grindrod through the field in race number 2. Michael Smith running well in third. Trying to look back and see who's in fourth place at the moment. We've got that battle going on between Carl Boardley and Phil White. Dave Longhurst still in the mix too. So the Offshore Fuels A1 performance truck of Mike Smith, third place, chasing this man, Nick Grindrod, and Steve Dance behind him as Grindrod continues to work his way through the traffic. Steve Dance in 16. There's Michael Smith. Still running on a little bit of a gap back now. Up into fourth place has gone David O'Regan. So David O'Regan in fourth position. So David running well. Nick Grindrod then on board he's got to work through the traffic as well. Big differences in some of the performance this weekend. Remember, the trucks are equal specification and the race is won by setup and driver skill. Nick Grindrod's got ballast on. That's probably going to help him in the way. He's got the maximum 70 kg ballast, and he's coming up now on Paul Poulter. So Poulter, who has won races, plenty of races, all of them in on the ovals here, on the big ovals at Rockingham, and his first ever pickup truck race win at Barlow in Holland, which sadly is no longer used as a racetrack. But Paul very much an oval driver, as Nick Grindrod comes across the line once again. This is the onboard shot. He always looks cool, calm and collected in a day at the office, down towards Paddock Hill Bend. Well, Nick telling me earlier on today that he's got some business commitments next year. He might just do the Rockingham Championship on the oval. But there's Steve Dance trying to close down. Dance has still got the fastest lap. Michael Smith in third. Then we've got a couple of back markers. David O'Regan, I don't think he's going to be able to fight for a podium here. Michael Smith, I think visibility probably slightly better than he had earlier on. Then we go back, Dave Longhurst. Carl Boardley's through ahead of Phil White. So Boardley ahead of White, now chasing Dave Longhurst. 74, Paul Poulter coming under pressure from the 20 machine of Charlie Weaver. Charlie's going to start on pole position for our second race. Physically difficult for Charlie to race these trucks, and of course even more so in the wet conditions. But it's Nick Grindrod who's on his last lap. This is potentially career win 52, and he's keeping the championship alive for the goodness knows how many times that the season has gone to the last race in pickups. That's the way the points work. And Nick Grindrod, I really can't see him making a mistake on this last 1.2 miles. No, there's always the potential to jinx someone, but Nick has been ultra smooth. Back down the order, there's Paul Jones going through in blue, Paul Poulter in 74. Carl Boardley has now got ahead of Dave Longhurst as well. Boardley up into 5th place. So Carl Boardley, great drive from him, up into 5th position behind David O'Regan, Michael Smith. This man Steve Dance runs second, and Nick Grindrod is going to surely take the win. There goes Nick flashing through the camera, and Steve Dance keeps his championship hopes alive in second place. The grab loader Total Tyres truck, 4 times champion, looking for series win number 5, but it's Grindrod that takes the win and keeps the championship alive. Steve Dance is second. Was going to look for reaction on board. We're not going to see that. Nick Grindrod's not too bothered. He's just happy to bring the truck home. He is happy. A wave to the fans, a wave to the marshals. This one of the biggest crowds of the year at Brands Hatch, despite the weather, but Nick Grindrod it is that takes the win. Grindrod from Dance, Michael Smith in third from David O'Regan and Carl Boardley, then Dave Longhurst, Phil White 7th, Paul Tompkins 8th from Anthony Hawkins, Dave Briggs comes home in 10th place ahead of James Goldstraw and Charlie Weaver, Paul Poulter 13th, then Lee Rogers, Danny Brosnan, Dan Parker, Tony Mumford and Paul Jones complete the runners. It's a win in race number 1 for Nick Grindrod. He's taken 5 points out of Steve Dance. Not wanting to put the pressure on, you know this, but if the result is repeated in race 2, it's going to be Steve's 5th championship. But you've done all you can.
That's it. We knew that's all we could do, is try and win both races. We should have been a little bit quicker in qualifying yesterday, but it didn't happen. But yeah, all you can do is win, and then hopefully somebody gets in between them. But we'll see. It's either that or deja vu all over again.
I mean, conditions out there could mean that people could get between the two of you, and obviously what we want to see is a race. We don't want to see either of you get a DNF, but you know, I'll ask the same question of Steve, and you know, how many times can you go over the truck to make sure that nothing's going to break?
The crew, the boys this weekend have done more than, I shouldn't say, they've done more this weekend than they normally do, and I presume Steve's crew doing the same thing. It's going to be either weather conditions or a mechanical failure. I'm hoping for the latter for Steve, but we'll find out.
And again, race 2. Now, who's in front of who in race 2?
Steve's in front of me. Okay. I think he's starting on the 5th row and I'm on the 10th row.
Right, and last year there was, I think, an incident where there was a little bit of contact at paddock when you went past on the way.
Yeah, that was it. It was dry then though, so. But no, I think it'll be. I don't think. Hopefully, we won't have any more rain. It'll just be damp. But yeah, what will be, and we'll we'll know at the end.
Again, you're looking cool. We'll see if you're still cool after the last race. Nick, good luck. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, mate. So Steve Dance, second place behind Nick. He's taken 5 points out of you, but you don't look too concerned about that.
I thought I had a bit for him in that one, but then at 3/4 of the way through, we got the screen misted up, and I couldn't really see where I was going, so I just had to back out and make sure I finished second. So, yeah, halfway there now.
You got the fastest lap in that one. That must be something of a confidence boost. Not that you probably need it, but for race 2, you know you got the pace around here.
Yeah, I knew the car was quite quick. It was just the visibility problem was the main issue. So what we had to do was finish behind Nick. So next race is going to be, depending on the weather, I'm kind of hoping it doesn't rain like it did in that one, but hopefully it's a little bit, or at least it stops raining, give us a chance. So yeah, I think it'll be just do what we did in that one, really.
It's exactly like last year. It's all played out. It's all come down to the last race of the season again.
Yeah, I pretty much knew it would. You know, it's an hard championship. You know, and with every round scoring, when you have a DNF, it hurts. And we've not had that good a year. Nick's not had that good a year. But here we are at the end of it with 9 points in it. So,
how much of a worry is it? You know, looking over the parts on the car and thinking what you can change, thinking what might break.
Well, I'm thinking of altering the car, but I just don't want to do that at this particular moment in time. I've just got to go with what I've got, I think, and just hope and pray it works.
We'll wish you well, and we'll catch you after the last race of the year. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.